Hello and welcome to today's episode of Life on Mars Creek with Ellie. In this video, we're going to delve into a comprehensive review of the biocultural values of the Mars Creek region. Using a variety of maps and photos, I hope to inform you of the current plans to daylight Mars Creek and to conduct a review of environmental factors of both biologically and culturally significant impacts to this region. The aim of this video is to highlight the importance of the integration of Indigenous biocultural knowledge in Western science to create a more holistic approach to environmental management. So let's begin. Biocultural values are quite simply those which combine biological and cultural significance. They recognise that ecosystems are shaped by both the environment and human culture. This includes any feature of the landscape that holds cultural significance to Indigenous people. For example, it includes flora used for bush tucker and bush medicine, marker trees as culturally significant sites, and important fauna habitat. Because Indigenous people have such an intimate, life-sustaining and enduring connection to their physical landscape, they deeply understand the local biodiversity. This knowledge can then be used in environmental management and conservation. The integration of this Indigenous biocultural knowledge in Western scientific principles is crucial for the creation of a more holistic approach to environmental management. Mars Creek is the creek which runs through Macquarie University into the campus lake and eventually into the Lane Cove River. This can be clearly seen in the street view map provided. The section just up from the lake was diverted underground in the 1960s and has remained this way since. Macquarie University have plans to daylight this section of the creek. Essentially, this means the creek will no longer flow underground and instead will have a more natural course with an improved riparian zone to promote the system's health. The goal of this daylighting is to improve flood mitigation, to assist in purification, the removal of pollutants, and to create an area with opportunities to learn and relax. It follows on from a city-wide trend to rewild urban areas by creating more green spaces. Mars Creek is predominantly surrounded by dry sclerophyll forest and some wet sclerophyll forest, which host an abundance of native biodiversity, making this creek a particularly important asset to manage. The area surrounding the creek is primarily used for educational and recreational purposes, with residential areas close by. This means that human pressures on ecosystems, such as waste and pollution, are prevalent in this area and need to be mitigated. As well as the biological diversity in the area, Mars Creek and even broader, the surrounding Lane Cove National Park is a host to an extensive range of historically significant Aboriginal sites. This adds to the value of the creek and increases the need to manage and conserve the area with holistic and socio-ecological approaches in mind. To understand the biocultural values of the Mars Creek region, we have created an app, the Biocultural Values Monitoring app, using CyberTracker to locate where and describe through photos and notes what these values are. This map shows the sites of biocultural values. Most are located within the dry sclerophyll forest across the road from Macquarie campus. These biocultural values include a range of flora, including Sydney golden wattle, geebung, Lemandra longifolia, Indigenous marker trees, bandicoot burrows, kangaroo habitats, and the waterfall. To understand the impact of construction would have on the biocultural diversity of Mars Creek, a review of environmental factors has been completed. Section 9.2 looks at the biological impacts during construction and operation. It is important to consider that the area is home to many native trees of cultural and biological significance, such as Lemandra longifolia and the geebung, as well as for fauna habitat including the threatened bandicoots. Essentially, it is concluded that daylighting of the creek will temporarily affect flora and fauna. However, the rehabilitation and restoration of the habitat after construction will improve biodiversity. It will be important to closely manage the site during and post-construction to ensure these species thrive. Section 9.5 looks at the Aboriginal cultural heritage impacts during construction and operation. From the Biocultural Values Monitoring app, we can see that most culturally significant sites are located downstream of construction. Therefore, the most important part of management is to ensure that any pollutants or other debris does not affect downstream sites. To sum up, Mars Creek is an area of great biological and cultural value. Recognising these values ensure we approach the environmental management with a holistic view. Thank you for watching.